All right, guys. Got a couple of things on my mind here, and just gotta get things off my chest right now. I don't know about you. Um, we've been at this coronavirus thing for what 2 months, and I'm not gonna kid you guys. I'm really sad. I'm sad right now at the situation where our kids are affected by it. I mean, I don't have any young kids, but I feel for the families who have children that are raising children in this environment right now. It's really depressing to me. It's very sad, and I was talking to somebody in detail about that. And then we heard about the shooting of Abu. I think so. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Mr. Aubrey, 26-year-old man, just really living his life, gunned down because he wanted to jog in his neighborhood. He wanted to jog. That's what he wanted to do. And I saw the video, and I know some people try to say this, that, and the other, but I'm going to talk about it in a minute. I just got to get some things off my mind. But here we go. This is DJ Wolf Live. Here we go, yo. The DJ Wolf Live Show. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. On the mountain. Here we go. Here we go. Go with the flow. I need DJ Wolf on the mic. I'm praying every day and every night that we'll make it through other day. We'll get out of this mess, okay? Don't care about anything else. I just want to survive. Nothing else. We're gonna get through, y'all. Let's pray a little bit now. Pray to the Lord, my soul to keep. We'll be all right. Every day, every night, we gotta pray, y'all. We'll make it all right. My name is DJ Wolf. I'm on the mic. We're gonna do it real nice and tough. Every day, every night. Can't rap worth a damn. I'm gonna try to do my way best I can. This is DJ Wolf. This is DJ Wolf. This is DJ Wolf. Here we go. Here we go. My name is DJ Wolf. I started this channel on YouTube for everybody to hear, even YouTube. It's called for all to hear. Got to hear what's going on in your ear. Every time I try to talk about it, people try to shoot it down. I don't care. I'm going around to tell you what's going down. It's DJ Wolf on the mic. Don't care if you think it's wrong or right. It's my opinion. I don't care what you think, but that's the way how I think. DJ Wolf on the show. Here we go. Your host DJ Wolf. Let's go. Let's go. DJ Wolf, take it away. You got this mic. Let's go. On the mic. Get it in. Tonight. Wow, that ended pretty good. All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live. Thank you for tuning in on Spreaker. YouTube, guys. Speaking of YouTube, I'm going to do another YouTube video later on tonight and get more into the depth about what's been going on with y'all boy, y'all president. Yeah, Donald Trump. I got another announcement that I might be doing another. I thought about a couple of things here before I get to what I'm getting ready to talk about right quick. I'm going to continue with the dailies. With the coronavirus crazy, it's going to be early in the morning. Probably be like about before the news. Well, actually, news on by 4 o'clock. I'm sorry. Probably about 6:30 every morning. I'm going to do a live podcast from Spreaker that's going to transfer to YouTube. And as a matter of fact, I might start doing YouTube news every week coming up this week, starting Monday morning. It's got to happen. I'm going to do it. I probably do 30 minutes on Spreaker, do another 30 on YouTube for the YouTube fans. And because I want to be able to do live feeds for both. All right, guys. That's one thing I got going on. The other thing is I wanted to talk about is I was thinking about, because I know last weekend, my wife and I did 2 Zoom parties. When I call them Zoom parties because, well, one, a friend of ours' birthday was last weekend, and we did a Zoom party. His wife had set that up, and we were invited to it, and signed in and talked to him and a number of his family members, relatives, and friends. And we did about almost an hour. It was pretty fun. And then we turned back around later on. I hosted one with my wife's family, and it turned out very well. It was, a couple people went in and went out and came back out, but it was good though. I mean, I try to be as entertaining as possible. So, and I'm thinking about doing one for just fans of my show. I'm seriously considering it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a poll for any and all YouTube and Spreaker fans who are interested in seeing me live on Zoom. Let me know. I will set up a day and time when you can join me. And if you can't join me on the first one, we'll do another one. But this is going to be like sort of a rabbit hole private conversation to be able to say what's really on your mind about how you feel about the current situation. Number 45, of course. What happened to that young man out of Georgia? What happened to the young man over in Indiana? I think it was Indianapolis. But it was Indiana. And a bunch of other stuff that's on your mind. About the shortage of meats. About the shortage of cleaning materials. There's a lot going on, guys, about the shortage of jobs right now because of the coronavirus situation. The jobs being closed up. Businesses closing up now. Some businesses are. We already know about that. And that's what I'm going to talk about, guys. I got some other stuff I want to talk about too. Plans of me doing the DJ thing. I was supposed to have done it last week. I think I'm going to take a crack at it probably either between now and Monday. So stay tuned for that. It's still coming. Boy. It's just so much that... See, one of the things that bothered me, like I said before, I have a niece who's supposed to be graduating next month from high school. And she lost both of her parents over the last 18 years, 17, 18 years. And should be the first daughter of the sisters, one of the first of the daughters to graduate from high school in the family. But unfortunately, they won't have the graduation celebration that she deservedly should have. So my wife and I was talking about doing a Zoom thing for her, like a graduation type, Zoom party, something like that. And just do, just have a good time. Order them some food and make sure that they get the food. We'll do whatever we do here and all that. Something to cheer up, because I'm gonna tell you, I really feel for the kids this year, man. I mean, I couldn't imagine myself personally dealing with something like that. I could not. Not any time at my age or whatever, And I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's fair. I know of a number of people. My wife and I know of a couple of families that are on the verge of having children next month. that children to do. You know, babies, and you know, of course, we always pray for people to be okay. You know, and the births to be fine, and I know they will. But man, it's just the world that these kids are coming into right now. Not just the kids already out here, but the babies that are being born to come into this world. And the limitations will not allow family to really be around them right now. You know, my son and I had a long, long talk last night. We talked. This is probably the most we talked in a long time. We talked about 3 hours last night, and it was. I'm gonna pull up music on, guys, while we're talking here. But we talked for about 3 hours last night, and it was the longest I think I've ever talked to him. Let me see if I can turn this down some. Why is this thing always so hard to turn down? Testing, testing. Okay. Okay, I guess it stop. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to pull up music on right quick here. Let's see. I don't understand why every time I run this board here with this. This is the craziest thing, man. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. But anyway, I was talking about my son and I had a long talk. I'm actually gonna play it off my phone. My son and I had a long talk and discussion last night about how his world's changing. And I'm not gonna kid you. I really feel bad. I'm at this point. Hold on for 1 second, guys. I gotta answer this phone call. This is For All To Hear TV. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I was trying to cut an ID in the middle of it. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. My son and I had a long conversation last night. It lasted about 3 hours. Okay. And basically, we just decided to go in on the situation that's going on right now. And I really felt so bad. I'm not gonna kid you. I really was sad about the situation with him because he's not gonna ever get a chance. I mean, he's gonna get a chance. I'm sorry. It's just that now, he's getting his life together. Still in the throes of, building his life. And he was talking about how, he said that you won't be able to, do a lot of the same things that you would normally do because the new normal is not normal. It may be new, but there's nothing normal about it anymore. It's not. And he was telling me about how he felt bad about that. And I told him, I said, it's going to be all right. At some point, God willing, we'll work a way. We'll be able to get back to that. No doubt in my mind. I got faith in that. This too shall pass. But I understood where he was coming from because I was feeling some kind of way myself. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I was thinking about a lot of things. Now you go certain places. You gotta get in line. You have to stay 6 feet apart from each other. And the social distancing is really the pits. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I understand it. I know something we got to do, but it's the pits. Real talk, and it hurts. I'm not gonna lie about that. I ain't been to church in 2 months. This is the longest I've been to church since I started going back 8 years ago. And I was in the process of working with their. I was hoping to be in the process of working with the video team, but now I can't do anything with them right now because they already got their own video team working on something, so I'm doing my own thing. And I also started a channel called Inspire. I may actually do a special Inspire podcast between now and tomorrow sometime for Mother's Day. Which I'm gonna talk about an impromptu conversation about that as well shortly. If you guys would like to call me, I don't get calls. Very rare do I ever get calls. Usually I'm gonna call somebody. If you'd like to call me, my number here is 202-597-2941. That's 202-597-2941. I'm online and I'm taking calls right now. So if you want to call, the lines are officially open right now. So, but anyhow, just let you know that the lines are open right now, guys, gals. You know what? I got a smartphone set, but I don't have no connection into the smartphone. Matter of fact, let me take a look right quick. Never mind. I actually do. Yep. I never knew that all the time. Okay. All right, never mind. Now I have a connection that can go either to my smartphone from the phone itself. From one phone, I have an Android I'm using to take the calls from, and my iPhone I'm using as a Bluetooth. So, I mean, I could give you that number too, but like I said, unless you call me, I'm not giving you but one number right now. All right, so the number again is 202-597-2941. That's 202-597-2941. I will try to do a live broadcast on YouTube, and I will be taking calls on that on the same number on YouTube. The next on my next live YouTube broadcast. But I was, like I said again, I was really in a funk today. I usually on Saturdays, me and my wife, we may, go to the store occasionally, maybe go to the mall, go out, see, family, go to occasional movies and say, this is a beautiful Saturday, by the way. This is a beautiful Saturday. The sun is out shining. About 50, but it's a little cold. It's cold. It's about 50 degrees. I got out today for a little bit and dropped a couple of mail off at the post office. She went out for a little while on her own, came back. But I don't know, places I go to, I thought, well, actually, I know the GC store is open. I just didn't want to go right now. It didn't really feel like going right now, and I could have went. I just didn't want to go. And but there's so much stuff that I want to do. There's so much stuff that we have that young people would love to do now but can't do. One of them is really going to actually experience a college experience or graduating or going to have a prom. This is the month where the proms are, usually in high demand. But the businesses, the flower service businesses, the business, the tux business, when you sell the clothing stores, everything is just shut down. You can't do almost nothing, But now, as a role of reversal, a number of states are slowly opening back up. Now, here in Maryland, matter of fact, the governor had and I'm going to get to that in a minute, about him. The governor decided to open up the beaches. One of the beaches I used to go to out here was Ocean City. My favorite beach is Virginia Beach. That's another. I'll tell you about that in another time. And Ocean City was officially, I think they officially opened. They're supposed to open this weekend, where they were going to open for residents only. I'm like, how is that going to work out with just residents only? But that's because they're not going to have the hotels open. At least that's what they said. People won't come out there. And they said, well, but you have to practice social distancing. That's not going to happen. That hasn't happened any place else they reopen. They reopen places in Texas, in Georgia, in Florida, in California. And guess what? Them people back doing the same shit they've been doing. But this is it's a new world we are living in. And it's going to take some time to get used to. One of the things I'm not used to was something that happened yesterday. I was driving in this parking lot at the farmer's market. I talked about it on another podcast. And this guy, he couldn't have been no more about 25, 30 years old. I'm driving my car. And he come out like he looked like he was about to rush a little bit. And I had to slow down real fast before I hit his stupid ass. But that's another story. So anyway, he came out there and he just staring at me. I didn't have a mask on. Of course, he had a mask on, so you could mask who he was by trying to act tough. He probably ain't that tough. He just pretend like he was. Anyway, so he looking over at me. I guess he was putting the car back. And I was just getting ready to take off, right? So before I get to take it, he gonna just jump, do that real fast and then come back and did the same thing. Yeah. He gonna stare at me again. He stared at me from that time all the way till he got over to his car. And I was like, you son of yeah. And the reason why I did, because he looking at me like, okay, like I did something wrong. First of all, I came to a complete stop. I was nowhere near this guy. He was never touched. I never got the car. I wasn't even close to him. But he did it anyway. I don't know if my old lady said, well, he probably was just admiring your car. I said, well, does somebody have to admire your car for that long? By staring directly at you, and he stared directly at me all the way to the time I left. Even after he got back to his vehicle. That's not the first time. Somebody did that last week, too. And I was driving my truck, and they did the same thing. Somebody did almost the exact same thing. I went to go take some old clothes and shoes to, like they look at the little containers where you can, dump old clothes and shoes at. And the guy did the same thing. And then he revved his car and pulled off. And what I contribute that to is that people are angry. People are angry about the fact that they lost jobs. Probably have a hard time keeping food on the table because they lost their jobs. I will say this, it has affected 30 million people, over 30 million people in the last 2 months. The numbers are at depression status. That is depression. They don't want to call it that, but that's what it is. No, we don't need to call it that. Yes, we do need to call it that because that's what it is. It's depression. Them kind of numbers, put you right back to 1929. It does. There's no doubt about that. Meanwhile, 46 minus 1 wanted to dismantle, with a capital D, he wanted to dismantle the coronavirus task force. Because he feels, we got the respirators out, we got everything going, and when people they're coming up with different vaccinations that's about to be discovered and everything's good. It's all good. And then he had a reversal of fortune, and he decided, okay, the coronavirus task force is pretty popular. He act like somebody just discovered a brand new fucking website. Excuse my French. I mean, it just pissed me off. The corona, that's what he said. I quote, direct quote. You don't believe me? What they say? Google it. He actually said that. The coronavirus task force, I didn't realize it was really that popular. Donald J. Trump, and I had no problem saying this. Donald J. Trump, you are a fucking idiot. You are a fucking no-caring, orange-faced, blubber-faced, don't give any two fucks about it, son of a bitch bastard. That's what you are. And I don't give a damn who hears it because it's the truth, and that's what the fuck I'm feeling because you know what they say. Or you know what I say, rather. It's for all to hear, baby. This guy is so incompetent. I think he's more arrogant. Now, I'm going to take that incompetency back. I think he's more arrogant. He wants to show people, because of the fact that he's president, he can just do what the fuck he wants people. You know what those saying goes, God don't like ugly. I'm going to leave it at that. God does not like ugly. And guess what? Since he had made them stupid ass statements, his valet, his personal valet, has contracted the coronavirus. And Trump almost denied him. He was like, I didn't really know him. Well, good guy, but I didn't really know him. I didn't really know him. Really? He's your personal fucking valet, and you all of a sudden didn't know who the hell he was? This came from you, sir. You didn't know who he was. Get the fuck out of here. You know you're lying. He's your personal valet. He was responsible for getting your clothes clean, pressed, getting your drinks, your breakfast, your cars, all of that. He's really a personal assistant if you think about it. And then the next day, Pence press secretary, I think it was press secretary, also contracted the coronavirus. Yet, both Trump and Pence both say, "Oh, we've been tested and we're clear. We're good to go. Both of us have been found negative." Yeah, okay. That's what you're saying. I don't know. Maybe you were. Maybe you weren't. But like I said, God don't like ugly. You've been a very, very ugly man. Leave it at that. I'm getting off his case for right now because that's the state of mind I am right now. I'm very heated, man. I'm very heated. My colleague had to walk out the office. He was upset about the situation we talked about yesterday with Trump, the way his country's going, and that young man who got murdered. Why the fuck did it take almost 3 months? You might as well say 3 months to get two fat, stanky, inbred, redneck, roly-poly motherfuckers off the goddamn street. Almost 3 months for murdering an African-American male for no fucking reason. And yeah, I said it, goddammit, because that's what the fuck they did. It's on video. I'm not going to stay silent about that. I didn't do it with Trayvon Martin for 8 years. I still talk about that son of a bitch who murdered him. You know what the old saying goes? Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And that's a fact. Doesn't matter who's in office. Doesn't matter if your police force is run by a black captain or a white captain. It's the same story, no matter what. This young man was shot in cold blood. People say, "Well, he was in a scuffle." Well, what the fuck you think he was going to do? His life was in the balance of somebody pointing a gun at him. How the fuck would you feel? You know? He out there minding his own business. White people just, because he black, just assume, oh yeah, he looks suspicious. He has no weapon on him. He has running shoes and shorts and a t-shirt. He's jogging. White guy, a white boy, stopped his brother, jogging, pointed a gun at him. And I'm pretty sure he exchanged some disrespect to that brother. That's the reason why I'm pretty sure why that brother fought back. Because the white boy pulled out a shotgun and threatened to kill him. And the brother and him got into it. And the white boy took control of the gun and shot him. Right in his back. At least it appeared that he did. But he did shoot him. No doubt about that. While his father's sitting on the truck. Here's the other thing. I found out that the white boy was a cop. And his father was a former cop. Just like George Zimmerman's dad was in law enforcement. And George Zimmerman was supposedly what they call block watcher or some shit. Daniel Pataglia was a cop who murdered Eric Gardner. The other cop that shot Mike Brown in the back 6 times. Those are just some of the stories. And I'm supposed to stay silent? No. Do you know last summer was the 400th anniversary of the first African Americans that were enslaved in this country? 400 years ago last year. White supremacy have been terrorizing my people for 400 years. They have never stopped. From 1619 to 2019. Never stopped. All throughout slavery, Reconstruction, on up to the Civil Rights era. All the way through now. They've never stopped. And they continue to do the same bullshit then that they're doing right now. They have never, ever stopped. And I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm very bitter right now. I remember years ago, this is no joke. I used to work over in Arlington, Virginia, for years. Had a job over there. Black people now, not white, but black people used to tell me all the time, you don't smile, you always looking like you're mean all the time. You got just turn on your shoulders or something. And I was wondering, well, now I'm going to get a little deep on it. I think personally, probably the reason why I didn't smile because I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy, and I used to say, I was sad about the way things was going on in the world. And this was back in 91. Okay? I was always sad about what was going on in the world. And that was one of the reasons why I was always sad, even as a child. You know? Try this up a little bit. Even as a child, I was always sad about things. Well, one of the things was that I came from a broken home, of course, because my folks fought all the time. You know, I was always on edge. My wife would tell you, I told a story about this. I might have mentioned it before. From the time I was 8 or 9 years old, my brother told me a couple years ago, he said he remembered this. Back in the day, they had Panasonic came up with these little funky radios. They were different shapes and sizes, and they had different colors. I think one was green, the other one was orange, or yellow, or something like that. But they had these little funky 70 design colors. I had one basic shape and color. It was a round red radio. It had this little chain attached to it, from what I remember. And there's a little red dot that you see when it turned on, and let you know it was getting power. It was an AM radio, not because FM wasn't even a big deal at the time. It was like the early 70s now, about 72, 73. And my folks had not too long got back together at the time because they had actually split up a year before that. But when they got back together in 72, when I got that Christmas present, and they fought all the time, even then. And I got so tired of hearing it all the time, I couldn't sleep. I had my grades, I had bad grades from that. Not only did I have bad grades from that, I can't really blame, well, in some ways, yes, because I had a hard time trying to concentrate, you know. And I was listening to radio every night. I had it on all the time. Sure did. I had a hard time falling asleep. I've been doing it ever since. throughout the years I lived at home, all the way to now. Even when I was military, all the way through now. The radio was either the radio. Well, now it's YouTube and all that. Get me sleep. But for years, I had to have a radio to get me sleep. Yeah. It didn't matter if I was slept early, went to bed early, slept with the radio, or late. Didn't matter. I still do that to this day. Try and break the habit now because I need to really get sleep. But I did pretty good the last couple of nights. I just shut it off. I mean, I know some people think, "Well, is this something? You all right?" No, I'm good. You know, I've been able to. I'm very functional, so it's not that it's just a part of my childhood that honestly just never been able to let go. You know, a radio played a big part of my life, which has led me to inspire me to do podcasting in the first place. That's what I'm doing right now. You know, I've always wanted to pursue that. But the thing of it was, my folks came from the Deep South. And by them coming from the Deep South, that's all they ever experienced. You know, my mom was one of them old school heads that all about trying to get along, go along to get along. I'm going to be honest about that. That's her. Still is like that. My dad was kind of like on a little bit on the radical side where it's like, you know, I ain't taking that bullshit. You know. And unfortunately, it affected his relationship with us growing up. I'm being very honest about that. He wasn't a bad person. Just saying, but just that because he always remind you of stuff he went through in the South and, you know, how he was harassed down there. And, you know, and here's the irony of it. The same year that he went to Chicago was the same year, and was the same year that Emmett Till, because they were around the same age when my dad went to Chicago to live, and Emmett Till went down to Mississippi. My dad came from Mississippi. Almost around the same time, Emmett Till went to Mississippi from Chicago. My dad went to Mississippi to Chicago. But my dad went up to Chicago to go live. You know, because he told me in the story one time, you see, he was having problems dealing with the white people down there. And my grandfather had to get him out of there because they were going to kill him. You know, he got tired of it. He got tired of dealing with the hate just because he was trying to survive and be black. You know, he got tired of harassments, the crosses, the burning in the yards every fucking night, man. Had to sweat their ass for these motherfuckers, man. People are sick of this shit. And people should be talking about it. You know? That's why this thing with this young man who ain't did nothing. And here's the thing that's really slick. That county down in wherever it is in Georgia knew about this tape the entire time. They knew those guys did that shit. And they knew that if we don't tell anybody about it, we won't get no protests. We won't have no problem with y'all people out here, you know, talking about it. We figured it'll blow over. And then we'll release it. When we release it, y'all can't do nothing because of social distancing now, and you can't come up here and do nothing. See, y'all bastards are slick. Because this was right around the time that this situation with the coronavirus got hot. And y'all decided, well, we ain't going to do nothing. We're going to lay low on this shit. Y'all ain't fucking slick. We know what the game is. The only difference is you have control of the game. But we know what you're doing. We wise to y'all motherfuckers now. A lot of social media. One thing about social media I'm so elated about that there is a lot of conscious people out here that's seeing y'all game. And we're seeing some of us, even the ones who aren't that conscious, but we see your game even with the coons is out here. I ain't gonna name no names. But it's definitely some of y'all coons, some coons out there. Some of them I even subscribe to. And I don't have a problem saying that. Because some of them are coons. I'm talking about the talk show guys. Those are the ones I'm talking about. They know who I'm talking about. You know. Those are the only ones I'm talking about. Because I do subscribe to some people, some of these YouTubers who are talk show hosts that they sis boom by for the wrong team. Being 45 team. It's shocking what they say too. Because one in particular, I understand what you're saying about when it comes to us not getting it together. But by the same token, he's sis boom by for 45 too. Nah, bro. You're wrong. And one night, I went on his channel, and I said, bro, you doing the, because he was on there late, real late, like about midnight, something like that. I said, bro, you doing the burning the midnight oil, huh, bro? He like, damn near like to cuss me out. He said, for all to hear what you doing out here, man, you shut the fuck up, nigga. I was like, what? I said, no wonder nobody like your punk ass. Now, this is a dude who I talk to personally, you know. And I'm like, okay, all right. I don't get into the YouTube beefs. I've gotten to a couple, but they weren't nothing that was like completely out of control. I've had about 3 or 4 myself. Surprisingly, with over 200 subscribers, I had a YouTube beef, but they weren't nothing major. Not enough to help me get thousands of more subscribers. If that was the case, if it would help, I would have made it kept going a little longer, but I didn't. I don't do that. I like the subs, and I appreciate each and every one of my 224 subs right now. I really do. And my 864 followers on Twitter. Love y'all. No joke. I really do. I just wish I had more subs on both my YouTube and my Spreaker channels. And I don't. But that's fine. As long as y'all listen, man, the core, as long as the core ride with me, that's all I care about. Real talk. I would subscribe to some of your channels if some of you guys would respond to me. I'm serious about that. But like I said, we have to keep talking about this. We got to put pressure on these politicians to take a stand on injustice in this country, man. Because like I said, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Okay? Because of this. This mess shouldn't be going on like this, man. There was a incident that happened out here in Silver Spring, Maryland. I guess a guy who had a knife. They told him to put the knife down repeatedly. So I guess when he didn't put it down, they shot him to death. Here's my thing. Why is it when you see a knife with about a half a dozen cops around this guy? I know it was more than one cop, but the main cop had a gun on him. Why didn't he use a stun gun? I'm not sure, but they didn't. Just like the one in Indiana. He was an ex-military guy. Now, his family threw him on the bus. That's another from what I heard. Now, he gets out of the car, start running. They claim from the cops, they said that he shot back. I don't know. Now, when they shot him, and he had filmed it on Facebook. He had it on Facebook Live. So when he fell to the ground, a cop came over and said, well, I guess it's going to be a closed casket. Which means they must have shot him multiple times. By his own admission. The cop, that is. But it goes to show you, man, these cops don't care when you're black. I've seen incidents where white guys that got smart with them, ran off, took off in the car, ran over all kind of stuff. They arrest them with no impunity on them. None. Mm-hmm. And if they did and you were black, they would do everything in their power to get them off. Matter of fact, they wouldn't have to do anything because they would make sure they didn't do any time. George Zimmerman, Daniel Battaglia, and what's the other guy? I can't think of the one who shot Mike Brown by his name. That cop. They're all racist. People say you shouldn't say they're racist. No, they're all racist. When you shoot a guy in the back 6 times, a student really, a high schooler, 6 times in the back, and your excuse is, well, he came out trying to grab my gun, blah blah. Okay, he didn't have no gun in his hand, but you shot him in the back 6 times, so that was your excuse. Trayvon Martin was being harassed by George Zimmerman. That's a fact. And I dare anybody to challenge me on that. Because I heard the fucking audio where he was told to stand down. I will repeat. George fucking Zimmerman was specifically told by the Stanford Police Department to stand down and do not pursue the subject. Or in this case, alleged suspect. And he did it anyway. And he shot him to death. Talking about we were fighting. He fought me. Well, he should have beat the brakes off your ass. But unfortunately, it wasn't a fair fight because you shot him with a gun. Or the 2 cops who shot the brother in cold blood. I saw the video to that. Pumped 2 rounds in his chest because he was selling CDs. And they lied, said, oh, he was fighting back. How the fuck was he fighting back when he was on the ground when one of the officers had completely pinned him down? The other officer pinned him down with the gun in his chest. Don't give me that shit. I ain't done yet. And like my girl said on the True Show, oh, I ain't done yet. Okay? And I ain't done yet. YouTube recently pulled, yes, they pulled a video talking about the pandemic, questioning about not only the timing, but something to do with the somebody owning the vaccination or the virus name or something like that. I heard something around that, and I happened to run to the name of the videos. I think it was called Pandemic or something like that yesterday, and they had removed it because they were talking about it on the news. So all y'all YouTubers who talking about this, and like myself and many others, YouTube may be trying to pull your videos. They've already done, well, a couple of people I know they've already done already. And speaking of YouTube algorithms, I'm saying for the last couple of years, I always get pretty decent. Especially lately, I've been getting pretty decent numbers on a number of my videos, but for some reason, I don't get a lot of new viewers. I don't think it's because of viewers per se. I think it's because of the YouTube algorithms. Where if you, like myself, doing the type of videos that I'm doing, they don't want to expose. Or it may make it hard for you to find. I'm the only name on YouTube named for all to hear. Okay? So ain't no reason for nobody to be able to find my stuff or DJ Wolf Live. No reason at all. But that's another whole story. There's just so much mess going on right now. So much. And I had to get that off my chest, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I didn't even know it was 7 o'clock. I'd be damned. Wow. It's almost 7 o'clock. I didn't even eat dinner yet. Well, guys and gals, I'm going to keep it real with you. I try to keep my faith in God, knowing that we'll get through this. We will get through this, and there's no question in my mind. You know, a lot of things we got to deal with a lot of different issues and a lot of different scenarios, man, but my faith in God keeps me going. That's what my colleague was saying, and we talked about it. God got me. That's all there's to it. That's all there's to it. That's all I know. That's all I know. And I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it good. I'm going to keep his faith, man. All right, guys. Well, let me talk about a couple of things right quick. I'm still working on trying to get a DJ party going. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight or not. It's coming soon. I'm serious. It's coming soon. I have it set up. I don't have the. I'm still working on trying to download the music though. So I want to get all my music onto my hard drive in my DJ controller. I haven't used it. I had the controller 6-something months, and yet I ain't been able to do what I really want to do. That's another whole story. I'm thinking about doing a Zoom, a YouTube Zoom. Probably, matter of fact, that's actually what I may do now I think about it. I may do a YouTube Zoom DJ party. That very well could happen, folks, so stay tuned for that. I just thought about that. I don't know if anybody's doing it, but I will be one of the few people to do it. It's going to be a private party at that. So if you're interested, let me know. Because I would definitely set that up. But I got to get enough people on there, at least a minimum of 30, man. Because if I can't get more than 30, I'm not doing that. But I am willing to do that. Otherwise, I may look to do something else. But stay tuned. Okay? Stay tuned. Also, I will be doing a YouTube broadcast later on between now and Sunday night. Stay tuned for that. And I will keep you posted. I have other podcasts I want to load up. I haven't loaded them up yet. I got at least, let me see how many I got. No, not that. I loaded that up already. Never mind. That was my promotion for my channel logo and all that stuff. That's why I was recording earlier. Came back up again. Okay. Anyway, but I got more content coming up. I'm trying to look. Let me see the speaker right quick here. I'm looking at my speaker on my phone, and right now I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I probably won't upload all of them because some of them are kind of redundant at this point because the stories have already been done. But that's pretty much it, guys. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got. This is DJ Wolf. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Okay, that's not what I want to hear. Let me go back to my music. Again, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for listening in, because it's important that we talk about what's on our minds, and all of this. It really is. It's good to get it off our chest. Let's see if I can turn this down a little bit, guys. Because it's crazy out here. We all know that. But leave you with a little something here. All right, guys. That's all I got. This is DJ Wolf Live, produced by the one and only DJ Wolf, in association with For All to Hear TV on YouTube and Spreaker.com/DJ Wolf. For DJ Wolf Live, this is DJ Wolf, and I'm out in Z. Good night.